Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and hang out with you. I'm going to throw the emotes in the chat here because Epic Open World is here and Harold is here and Jam is here. And if you're a subscriber, you can throw the emotes in there. Let me know. If you're not currently a subscriber, consider becoming one. That would be rad. That would be a great way. Your $5 means a lot. I'm going to hit the old applause on... if you haven't seen this, hey... This is what the soundboard looks like. I realize you all just see this. This is what the soundboard looks like. There's little symbols, and then I hit the applause. And then applause happens, and I thank Harold for hosting the stream. I also want to give a shout out while it is still on the screen. I want to point at normally when people give me a follow or it shows up in the listing there. If they do that when I'm not streaming, I often don't really notice it. But I need to shout out, I hope you watch the stream, the VOD if you're here live in the future. I want to give a shout out to a big bowl of snakes. You have a very good username. And thank you very much for the follow, a big bowl of snakes. I hope you enjoy the streams. I hope you all enjoy the streams. I will, of course... kind of retweet, see if people come in. People kind of come as they go. Obviously, a lot of motherfuckers are streaming these days, and I get it. We're all cooped up at home. People are used to doing shows at night. People are used to talking to other people. I know that I was on the phone today with a friend of mine, and they remarked, "Oh, yeah, I have only been talking to myself and my cat." And I said, "At least you have the cat." Because I have no, it's weird. It is a weird time and a weird place. It's strange. And of course, I'm not the first person to comment on that. Yeah, but more people are home, streaming, doing their thing. I get it. I hope that you're enjoying these people trying to figure out streaming. I hope you're helping them out. I hope you're in their chat, being nice and supporting folks. I hold no ill will to folks that are like, well, I guess I'll live stream, because I get it. Your background is wrong, Pat. There are people in the stands for wrestling, WWE, wrestling for no one. I know, right? Well, don't worry. No, those are all just those are all cardboard cutouts. It's like a M. Dickey video game. Those are not real people behind me. Lastbrook just subscribed. That is 10 more than Corona. 29 months, currently on a 29-month streak. Thank you so much, Lastbrook. Dude Wants His Rug is here. Hi, Dude Wants His Rug. We're going to get applause here. We're going to hit the emotes and jam some emotes in here. Lastbrook, thank you for your continued support. That's 29 months. You're an early adopter in the Baer Cave, and I thank you very much for your continued support. It means the world to me. Lord Crashington is here. We got a solid crew. I'm going to drink a little water because, as I said, I talked to a friend on the phone for about 20 minutes today, and that's the most. Harold says, well, I'm streaming a little more than usual, but it's also spring break, and I'd be doing that anyway. I understand. Yeah. I mean, last week, I streamed on Friday, but the thing that I kind of figured out is I'd like to keep my schedule of Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and then a bonus stream. But 2 bonus streams, I just ran out of things to talk about on Saturday, and I'm going to hopefully have things to talk about today as we build. Because I can, at the very least, we can talk about wrestling as mentioned by Epic Open World. No movie theaters here now, so all I've got to do tomorrow is work and voting. Yes. Things are weird. There's some movies that are coming out this weekend that are coming out in VOD instead of debuting in theaters, which instead of being delayed, they're just like, well, we'll just be a VOD. And also, like, I understand I don't share this, like, need to be with people in a live environment to watch a thing. While I do understand that with other people, comedy is better. I can still appreciate a comedy by myself. But I know that horror fans are just like, just give me my horror movie. Like, and they're just happy to have it. So I'm glad those folks are getting that. I did early voting last week because I was really supposed to be going to Busch Gardens. That's right, Harold. Yes, you are. Originally, you had a trip planned. I'm sorry that was canceled through necessity. I'm just getting something ready to talk about this. Today was the last day, but I talked myself out of a matinee showing. It's probably for the best, Lord Crashington. Um, I have watched a bunch of Call of Duty Warfare and playing it for the first BR. I've enjoyed playing. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you found a Battlegrounds kind of game, a Battle Royale. Not Battlegrounds, a Battle Royale you liked. PUBG has still been the only one I ever really enjoyed. And enjoyed is a weird word because it was one of the most stressful gaming experiences of my life, but it was an enjoyable gaming experience. So, all right. So we're gonna go to the overhead in a moment because pre-show is now opening. The opening segment. That's right. We're relabeling. Uh, when I talk to y'all before we go live while I'm running an ad, uh, that is now called the pre-show. And this conversation with the intro background, where I'm just talking at you and to you and kind of waiting for people to join us, is now called the opening segment. But now we're going to go to the main portion of the stream, which I've always called the main, but you probably didn't know that because never said it out loud. So, this kit, we are building the Super Saiyan Gogeta. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Dragon Ball, the primary way that you can, you train, you get stronger. Maybe someone awakens some latent powers within you. That's generally the thing. You train a lot, and you're of some amount of races that can get stronger in the many galaxies, and you get bigger and better and badder. But there's a thing you can do, which is fusion. Now, there are two types of fusion. The one that involves a dance, the fusion dance, is what we have Gogeta right here, which is Goku and Vegeta. They do the fusion dance. They're in sync. Their power levels are the same. They become Gogeta. Epic Open World says, I omit Pat. I just thought it was Goku. Yeah, some of that's because of Akira Toriyama. We have built Gotenks on this stream before. Gotenks is Trunks, young Trunks, and Goten, Goku's second son. Fused together, they become Gotenks. That is Gotenks, and is the most popular because he fought for a long time because the kids were able to fuse pretty easily. They were able to be instructed and fuse. Now, Gogeta is not to be confused. The person you see here on these photos is not to be confused with Vegeta, who we built on stream. And I did have somebody sent me a message going, hey, Pat, I thought you built this kit on stream before. Am I wrong? And that person was wrong because we didn't build. So instead of fucking, they do a fusion dance. Yes. Epic Open World, there's two ways to fuse. You do a dance, or in the case of Vegito, now, to be fair, the worst part of this kit, which we built, is that they didn't put stickers or different plastic for the earrings. But you can see there are flesh-colored earrings on this kit. I'm going to cough. Apologize. In this case, this is a fusion via rings that they got from the Supreme Kai. This fusion is supposed to be permanent. Turns out you can power out of it and burn it off and become separated if you want. You can't defuse. You don't have to do the fusion dance. But, or not the fusion dance, be fused forever. But Vegito and Gogeta are different things. Vegito is his own separate persona and personality and is a merging of two different people. It is akin to more akin to Namekians can fuse together permanently, and that's how Piccolo split in half. He fused back together, it became Piccolo the whole. But you saw the younger version of Piccolo, and then eventually he absorbed another Namekian to make himself stronger. And he was like, "I'm not keeping any of your personality." The guy was like, "Yeah, all right." which is a weird thing that happened in Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball is weird. Hello, not ground style. Welcome. So this is Vegito. This was supposed to be permanent, and they were kind of bummed out about it. But we're not building Vegito. I already built Vegito. I don't need to build Vegito. We're beating. We're building. Beating. We're building Gogeta. So this is Gogeta. Now, a cool thing about this kit came out in time with the Brawly movie, the most recent Brawly movie. It is a limited number that we found only in the United States at the time, was only at conventions. Now I think you can get it online pretty regularly. I've been waiting to build this since I bought it at Anime NYC, but it just never won polls. To be like, here are the kits I have to build, and it just never did. It finally won a poll for my backlog, so we're building it. A thing that's cool about this kit is we can build, even though it says Super Saiyan Gogeta, we can build a non-Super Saiyan version, just Vegeta and Goku fused together, as if they had fused together without becoming Super Saiyan before they fused, or going Super Saiyan once they fused. So we will be able to build that all at the same time, which is cool. Not ground style. This is not God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta or Gogeta. So you can't go blue with them in this kit. This kit offers two options: Super Saiyan and not Super Saiyan. It does not have blue. You could modify it if you wanted to, but not in this particular kit. Why did it come out with the Brawly movie? Well, so because I think it's because the Vegito kit was the one that they were more excited about. I'm gonna look at this now because they put because there is the Super Saiyan God version. You can get, and then also I think you can get the blue. You can get the blue version. This is the this one, the one that it has the black hair, is a con exclusive. So it is. They want you to buy. Look, they want you to buy both. They want you to buy the blue one, and they also want you to buy this one. I like this one because I think that red and blue are lame. And thank goodness that Ultra Instinct happened, because that's still kind of interesting. I think. Now, is Super Saiyan 4 problematic? Yes, it is. It is problematic as shit. It's not good. I want to go on record as saying that. I've said it before. I will say it again. I am not a Super Saiyan 4 defender. I think that its influences, I think it's not a great look. But it at least is an attempt to do something different. Because, yes, there is an Ultra Instincts Goku, not ground style. If you look, you can look up Ultra Instinct, I think, in my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, because I have built it on stream. To me, it's a bit of, it's not a ripoff, but like it is a Goku kit just without a shirt. But I do think that the silver looks really cool. So I think it ended up being a cool kit. But I remember at the time being like, oh, that's right, his shirt's off with this. What anime? Wait, anime problematic? This is my shocked face. Yeah. Look, at the time, I thought Super Saiyan 4 was kind of interesting because it was reminding us of the giant ape phase of Dragon Ball, and akin to that, and the idea that this is actually probably where Super Saiyan went. It was not evolving your Saiyan body; it was evolving the ape version of your body into a bigger, better version. That's probably where the original idea of the Super Saiyan was going. I like that, but I do think that it incorporates some things that have unfortunate racist connotations with them. Also, it makes Goku the most the shittiest version of Goku is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Like he's not a dummy. he's an actual asshole. So I'm kind of opposed to that. Mad with Power Goku is not a Goku that I really care about. I don't mind the so not grind style. He does like fighting, but he also likes being like tormenting. And Goku is never about punishing you. Goku is disappointed that you lost so quickly. Goku would have loved to have kept fighting against you. Even you peak arrogance Goku. Even when he because like Goku's like, well, I don't want to fight Cell like this. Like, that's stupid. That is a poor choice. That is Goku making a poor choice. But it is not a place of arrogance. It is a place of, or it is arrogant, but it's not condescending. Dokkan Battle has kind of made me like the look of Super Saiyan for Gogeta. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I'm not saying don't like a thing that you like. I'm not saying, I'm definitely not here to be like, well, there's no way to like that thing. But it is like, it is overall a bummer. There's some choices in that characterization. As I said, it's mostly just that I don't like that version of Goku as like it feels mad with power is not a thing that I'm psyched about with Goku. But this kind of thing, this like Vegito, Gogeta nonsense, the idea of Goku and Vegeta having to like work together is always interesting to me. That kind of like push and pull between the two of them. Sorry, I am coughing. I have a bad case of acid reflux that I have been dealing with since the middle of last week. I have a bad cough because I wake up with a lot of acid in my throat because I have been overeating. I have been eating late at night. Here's the thing. I would say even 29-year-old Pat Baer could go to bed after drinking a bunch of soda. 39-year-old Pat Baer cannot do that and should not be doing that. But it's still at like 2 or 3 in the morning be like, well, time for a snack. So I gotta fucking cut that shit out. But that is what's happening right now. Pat hates Goku. You heard it here first. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Definitely, obviously. I obviously hate Goku. No. So we got gold and we got black here. So we're doing the gold Saiyan and the black non-Saiyan, or non-Super Saiyan, the Super Saiyan gold and the non-Super Saiyan black. And what we'll do is, because there's 2 different faces we can build here, we're going to choose our Super Saiyan, face, and then the other face will be whatever. We got our frown, and we got our open mouth. And those are the 2 options that we've got. So we'll be doing that. But I was happy that I still have Vegito, so I was able to, because we can kind of compare and contrast the differences, because there are differences, and it's not just that one of them has weird robes. I didn't even mention this when we were talking about Vegito. My favorite thing is that that Vegito has the Frieza army boots, the Saiyan armor Frieza army boots, and then it's just like blue over Goku's orange shirt. It's just like, I don't know. It's got like Vegito's gloves and boots and Goku's shirt, whereas Gogeta is just like, I don't know why. For both Trunks and Goku, the common theme is that when you do the fusion dance, it is vaguely Arab. But that is 100% what happens. And I do not understand why that is the case. But it is the case. I don't know. I'll have to break out. I'll have to see if I can find. I don't know. Actually, I can look this up. I don't know if I still have Gotenks, but I think I do. Let me check my wieners, my spreadsheet of stuff that I've given out, and see. Yeah. Vegeto's going out soon, so that's good. In a couple months, Vegito will be going out. Yeah. So I still have. So I will. If we finish this tonight, I will go and get Gotenks, Trunks, and Goten, so we can compare and contrast the two outfits. Um, Goku was better as a kid when he fought for friendship and fun, not power level grinding. Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are obviously the same universe, but they are different genres. Dragon Ball Z is a fighting anime. It's a fighting shonen, shonen show. It was a shonen before I knew what that word was. I had never heard that term before and then I was like, oh, this makes sense for the other shows that I've liked in the past. Uh, but uh, but Goku is, the Dragon Ball version of Goku is a comedy, dirty comedy, uh, adventure series taking the loosest of interpretations um, of the Journey to the West, which is why you have Goku, Son Goku, the Monkey King, and why you have a pig man, and then it goes off from there. But that is generally why those things are the way they are, with a little bit of obviously, it goes in different directions, but yeah, that's basically it. Goku. So what? Goku is grinding. Oh yeah, epic open world. Training is just. Here's the thing. There was a vague sense that Goku even says when he's a young person that he hides his abilities. He says to Tien, because Tien has a natural sense, because Tien is of the school that can kind of judge. They don't call them power levels, but they do say. But I think it's like his fighting spirit. Uh, um, Goku is more like the Pokemon rival. Yeah, he's always leveling as you're leveling. Um, but yeah, no. So Goku is like uh, leveling up. Like the early games, the early shows, they never talk about power levels until Dragon Ball Z, and that's like they can sense abilities, they can sense chi, they can sense the fighting presence, but they don't have the ability, and they can hide it, which freaks people out. Like the idea that they're not always their regular power level, or that they are masking their power level, is a thing that like apparently Earthlings figured out. Like Goku and Krillin just naturally figured out, hey, we're really strong. We should probably not let everybody know that all the time, which is to their benefit. A Saiyan, I guess a regular old Saiyan would never consider doing that. They would never think about oh yeah, I'm very powerful. Everybody needs to know that. Vegeta is all about the grind in his gravity rooms. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And Vegeta was always about being the best, and then when he's presented with a character that is better than him, he does not know what to do with that information, and he does the only thing he can think of, which is he just tries to get stronger. And then he's also, well, yeah, not grind style. And this is like a thing that's I don't think ever really super presented in the show as like a line of dialogue. But Vegeta is definitely competing with Goku in being a better dad, and I don't even know if he knows that, because to him, having the moment where he hugs his, he realizes that an alternate version of himself never got to hug his kid. So when he hugs future Trunks, like that does change him. He was already changing, but his ability, his training with future Trunks and getting to know, uh, one might conclude the better version of his dang son, because GT Trunks is not the greatest. He tries, but he doesn't live up to future Trunks. They're like Clark Kent. Yeah, a bit. Vegeta loves his exploits. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's. Man, I knew we would be talking about Dragon Ball. Like, we're building a Dragon Ball kit. And I knew the conversation would be good. Dragon Ball conversations. I'm excited about that. I'm going to retweet my own tweet. Let's see if we got. Oh. Dragon Ball. We can talk. When is more Super coming? I don't know, not Grind Style. I would love there to be more Super. My hope is that when it does come back, they do it seasonally and not they do like they book like a 26 episode arc. That would be rad instead of their current method, because I think their current method is bad. Because it leads to, well, if you really want to enjoy the show, watch it on Blu-ray, because they were definitely under the gun and everything is bad looking. But I don't know. I don't know if we'll get more. I hope we do. I saw the original Dragon Quest anime is getting a Blu-ray release. Ooh, all right, Lord Creston. That's neat. That's cool. I should also say, because this is a limited item, the Super Saiyan version, not this one, they literally printed the color guide, but this page would be in color if this wasn't like a con exclusive. There's no color pages in this kit. Usually there's the instructions usually have like 1 or 2 pages that are in color, and this would definitely be the color page. But because it's a limited item, like it literally says limited item on the box, which is fun. And then because it was sold at a convention in the United States, there is a sticker on here that says Funimation, because that is what happens. This is such a weird element to me. All right, so we got faces here. And now we're going to decide. We got 2 faces, I believe. Yeah. Oh, we technically we have 4 faces here. And we'll do 1 head with 1 face and 1 head with the other. So we'll have to decide which one. But we're going to build all 4. So I think this part is maybe unnecessary. Maybe you don't need all 4 faces. But I'm also okay with that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like maybe you didn't need to do all 4. Alright, so we do that. We're going to put that there. This is the hair that's going to go on the top there, because that is a thing that goes in the kit. Once we put the face in. Alright, so we got our faces. And then we got Screamy Face, and we got I am mad, slightly disappointed. I think Screamy Face has to be Super Saiyan, because that is the vibe. And I think Open Mouth Face is got to be Screamy Face is, yeah. Screamy Face to me is Open Mouth should be Super Saiyan, and then the regular Saiyan will be kind of smirk. I think that's what we'll do. There. While not Grind Style, while Gogeta is technically the calmer because Vegito is his own person, whereas Gogeta is the 2 of them and is therefore 50% Goku and 50% Vegeta, and not just a kind of unique combination of the 2 of them. But generally, obviously, Super Saiyan, there's a period where in the silliness, Super Saiyan is like walk around doing what you gotta do. there's the period where Goku and Gohan are just Super Saiyan all the time. But it is synonymous with like screaming. It's Goku goes Super Saiyan the first time because all his emotions come out. So I think that that's the better fit. But we'll build all the faces anyway. Let's put we'll combine these together. So we need that, and then I'm gonna do. Let's see. So, black is green. Let's see. So gold is the super eyebrows. We got to make sure we're getting the eyebrows right, and then we'll get the eyes right as well. So it's gold and black, green and black. M5. Yes. Okay. Just making sure that I do these right. Because the Super Saiyan eyebrows have to be accurate. Can't have golden hair and not have golden eyebrows because it's not a dye job or a bleach job. It's the dang hair. So you got to make sure that you're doing the right eyebrows. We're getting through this pretty quick, which is good. And that's that hair there. I almost forgot that. So which one is 7? 4. 4 is angry mouth. Yeah, 4 is angry mouth. That's the other mouth there. Great. Sorry. Got a little southern. Oh, Lord Stockton just subscribed with tier 1. That's 6 months. Thank you so much, Lord Stockton. Really appreciate it. I'm going to put the applause thing here. Let's throw the emotes in the chat, and then we'll get to Epic Ask the Question. But we will say, Lord Stockton, thank you so much for your continued support. It means a lot. I have a question for folks. I have no attachment to Final Fantasy VII. Can someone with no attachment to the game enjoy the remake? So I'm going to say Epic Open World. I would watch like a quick look or a let's play. I don't think that they're going to nail it. Or the demo, maybe. Yeah. I have no attachment to 7. I played it. It wasn't revolutionary for me the way it was revolutionary for many folks out there. It just didn't do it for me. I know that it has done it for other people, and I, respect that. But yeah, for me, it was never the thing. But I know that for some folks, it was the only thing that matters. But that's not, that didn't really apply to me. But yeah, I liked 6 a lot, and I like 8 a lot, and those are not beloved the same way, but they are cool to me. So it goes there. That's that face. That's that face. And which eyebrows are which? Angry eyebrows. I think this is right. All right, we'll see. I think I did this right. We'll find out in a second if I did this right or not. All right. Okay. Now let's assemble our kit and see if we have our faces here and see if we've done this right or if we have screwed it up demonstrably as we build our heads. But yeah, I just I'm not the best person to answer Final Fantasy questions because it's just never really my thing. I know plenty of people that love it, but I was never one of those people. is this weird? Okay. Alright, so that goes like that. And then that goes like that. Nope. The best Final Fantasy is 4. I think the gameplay looks fun, where the story will seem bad in 2020. Epic Open World, the story was in some way, obviously in many ways, revolutionary. But I can understand if people are just like, if it doesn't hold up, that it wouldn't necessarily surprise me if it just doesn't hold up and hit people the same way in modern times, because I have heard fairly good things about the dub. At least I can say that I've heard that the English voice acting is good. I haven't really been paying attention to that, but I've heard pretty good things, so that's nice to hear. Hopefully that's accurate. All right. Oops. I put the eyes on wrong. So I put this on wrong, and now it has no eyes. So let's pop that out here very gently. Remove this. But basically, I made a Vegeta or a Gogeta without eyes, which is bad. Gogeta. I'm going to say Gogeta wrong a bunch, because that's just what's going to happen. I don't have a good reason other than my own personal negligence. All right, and then we got to put stickers on. We got to put a sticker on here. There's only 2 stickers. They're the same exact sticker, and they're the mouth sticker. We put the mouth sticker on here, and then we'll do the other one soon. If you got Dragon Ball questions, Dragon Ball Z questions, more than welcome to comment. We've talked previously, as announced like an hour before the stream, WrestleMania is happening. It's just not the way it was supposed to happen. Hey, I'm going to say this right now. They should postpone the Hall of Fame, because I don't think, I don't know if WrestleMania is going to work with no audience, essential personnel only. But I can tell you that the Hall of Fame doesn't work without an audience. That shit isn't going to work at all. Hey, WWE, please don't make Jushin Thunder Liger fly to the United States. If there's not going to be an audience for the Hall of Fame, please do not make just retired living legend Jushin Thunder Liger fly to the U.S. for nothing. Please, please, please. Thank you. Your friend, Pat. But yeah, the WWE is going to be doing a quote-unquote version of the Hall of WrestleMania that will be just essential personnel only from their performance center. Hey, so Hulu. If you have Hulu, you should check out. I didn't watch Raw tonight. SmackDown is on Hulu from last Friday, which is like there's no way the cast and crew of WrestleMania meets gathering size restrictions. Yeah. Maybe it was canceled. I didn't see it last Brook. It might be. Look, I have laughed about the idea that Dan Reichert must have canceled his big WrestleMania package because he goes down for WrestleMania, because now he's like, well, now I'll just go till maybe I'll be doing podcast recording and I can just go. And now Dan. It's also very funny to think that Dan was in Boston recording the New Day, but didn't go to PAX. Is just funny, probably just to me. But yeah, Now Dan will most likely not be at WrestleMania. It's very weird. Yeah, he'll just stream it on Periscope. Yeah. Um, I hope they cancel the Hall of Fame. They should. They should not be doing the Hall of Fame at all. Uh, so some it was very funny because Sami Zayn was tweeting about doing shows for no one, and I think there are certainly wrestlers in that company who have done that, but like people still showed up for FSW, which was pre NXT as the training. Like they still had audiences. There are wrestlers in that company who have never, who didn't really do the indie circuit that much, or they did, but they had a gimmick and a hook that let them compete on a larger scale, and they are certainly not used to performing for no one, and it's interesting to see who can handle it and who can't. Okay, Takeover is canceled. That makes sense. That should be canceled. It's a bummer for some of those matches, of course, but um, yeah, the Hall of Fame should be canceled because that doesn't make any sense. Just you can do the Hall of Fame later in the year as a network special, I guess, if you gotta. All right, so there's Angry Face, and now we're assembling less Angry Face. I don't know, it's very weird. It's a very weird time for everybody and everything. And I totally understand that. I was talking about how, in the Pause for the Cause, which will take it a bit, um, my Amazon order, I placed an Amazon order today because uh, uh, I need kits to build, because some of my money coming in went to like paying utilities and stuff like that, and food, and that obviously important. And then I was like, oh, now I can buy a kit, and did the Amazon 2 day kind of like, look, I should know, I should have known when I got it. Oh yeah, there's going to be an issue. Uh, and so far the issue is just that I bought something today, and the expected delivery date is not Wednesday; it is Friday. Uh, and that shouldn't be surprising. I really want to make sure. I really hope that people get food. Also, if Dan has to pay to go to WrestleMania, well, Epic Open World. Here's the thing: one, if he's not essential, he's not going to WrestleMania, and two, if there weren't going to be podcasts there, you have to. I think that a thing that people don't understand is like there are a lot of people that work for NBC and they don't all go to Saturday Night Live. Like Dan does podcasts. If there are podcasts that he needs to record that are on his thing, then you send him to WrestleMania. But you don't give him a free trip to WrestleMania just be like instead of him being in the office. Like that's no company does that. Uh, I mean, the real fact is Dan is going to miss WrestleMania, probably. This is like when Conan had to do during the writer's strike. Yeah, I mean, there were a few late night shows that were for no one. Colbert, definitely. See, it seemed weird. He probably way less like it. So yeah, I mean, not grind style. More likely, this was going to be the first year where Dan Reichert got to hang out backstage during WrestleMania. That's actually what it was. This was going to be the year that he got to like be behind the scenes and do some stuff because, there are podcasts that he is responsible for being on. I should also mention that if you are a Dan Reichert fan and you're not listening to the New Day podcast, the last 2 episodes there have been a bit of Dan because they are running a gauntlet joke thing that he is important for. They're doing like a tournament gauntlet of TV shows, and Dan is consistently referenced in there, which I really like because it's fun. As a person that is friends with Dan and likes hearing Dan on things, it is nice to hear him goofing around with the New Day. All right. So we finished the heads of our kit. Let's look at them. We've got stern, black-haired Gogeta. And we've got angry, mouth open, Super Saiyan Gogeta. And that's, I think, how we're going to go. We could swap them at any time and have the right hair color and eye color. Because it's a green eyes and then black eyes. So we got the different heads with our, different faces to heads, which I like. I don't mind that. I think it is weird. I think they didn't need to do that, but it's cool they did that. So much you're saying in background. Well, I mean, like Lastbrook, like that's what you say, right? Like you don't go in going, hey, you're hiring me to be your senior podcast producer. I'm going to be in everything. Hey, check me out. My name is Dan Reichert. I'm in this. But like even like if he's less in the back, if he's in the background for other shows, he has a relationship with Xavier. So you could see him having an interaction. Like, yeah, he was going to get brought up. He was going to get referenced. Xavier did say pretty recently, Dan Reichert, I'm going to make you eat that hat, and drop the reference giant bomb, which is nice because also he knows that there are people that they might not have started listening to the New Day podcast because Dan's on it, but they are into both. Because wrestling fans and video game fans, there are plenty that are both. So, like me, but yeah, I'm happy that he, hopefully they're figuring out a way to do remote podcasts and he doesn't have to travel around with them. I'm hoping they're not making Xavier Woods have to travel to places to record podcasts. One would hope. Yeah, eat that hat, right? He's got to eat that hat. Make a hat out of pancakes. Have him eat that. But yeah, I'm hoping they figure out, like other people that can, figure out a way to work from home. They're already making wrestlers like tonight was Austin, was Stone Cold Steve Austin night because it was March 16th. So it was 3/16. So Austin flew on a private jet from LA, from Los Angeles to Florida so he could be on Raw for no one. Imagine Steve Austin. Think about that man the last time he performed for no one. Because he did indies. He was on the indie scene, hustling for nobody. And then he signed for WCW, did good work there. Made appearance, his ECW stuff was video. And then he ends up at WWE. And it's just like, dang, think about like the last time that he cut a promo on no one. Also, pouring back a couple Steve Weisers in the ring by yourself with no one cheering you must have a different vibe to it. Like obviously, as I said, I have not seen it yet, but that's got to be a weird vibe. That's what I'm saying. Lord Crashington. Dan has never eaten a hat. He still needs to. And Xavier on his on the New Day podcast, when referencing Dan at a certain point, said, "I'm going to make you eat that hat, Dan." So yeah, Xavier referenced that giant bomb and the hat incident, and the need for hat eating. So yeah, don't worry. Don't let him cop out of it. Werner Herzog made a bet he would eat his shoe, lost, and he ate his shoe in a video. Yeah. Dan owes him a sandwich. Dang it. I missed that. Look, I'm saying the thing is they make nacho hats. You can do it. I'm not going to say that it's going to taste great or be edible, perfectly edible, but they make hats that you can eat if that's something you want to do. If you want to eat a hat, dang it, you can eat a hat. I put this on wrong. I did this the wrong way, and I got to fix my mistake. Don't worry, everything's okay. I just almost put this together very wrong. And I would have been very confused why it wasn't working. I'm like, wait, why are these arms so fucked up? Dan does have a history with nacho cheese. Indeed. Look, a nacho hat is it's not the same as a hat, but it's also something you can eat. Everything is fun. All right, great. We did this. This is good. This is coming together. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those pectorals. Look at that beef. Look at these back muscles. What the fuck? Gogeta. No wonder why you're not wearing a full shirt while you're wearing a vest. You got to show off. Got to pose down for the people. Give the people what they want. Also, can I say this kit is weird in that there's C1 and 2. These are C1 and C2. K1 and K2. So it goes from C to K. L. M we just used up. N and O were all of the different colors there. So it's like, this is like an expansion for another kit, I guess. Or it obviously it is using other parts from the blue Super Saiyan Gogeta, and it just has different molds for the head. But it was odd to pull this open and go, CK, what? It feels weird. But yeah, it's obviously this is this is like a variation of the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan kit. Still weird. Letters are odd. Yes, it does make sense. They're using a lot from the some parts that are probably the same in Gogeta, and some parts that are the same in the other Gogeta basically, and Vegito, I guess. It does make sense. It just does seem weird. All right. We'll attach this here. Booyah. And then, booyah. Oops. Nope, not yet. There we go. Got a neck. All right. So, let's take our pause for the cause, folks. If you're new to the stream, this is going to be like 3 to 5 minutes of me just talking at you, ways you can support the channel. If you're so inclined, if you're so interested, you are under no obligation to do so. But if you would like to, you're more than welcome. You just watching. If you want to chat, chat. If you don't want to chat, don't worry about it. Like shout outs to Arista fans, shout outs to the folks that just hang out. They're not here for chat. They're here to listen as they do other things, to watch on a small screen while they do whatever, or just put it on a TV and sit on a couch. You enjoy the streams the way you want. If you chat a lot, if you don't chat at all, that's okay. Live your bliss. But these are some ways you can support the channel if you'd like to. First and foremost, let's throw the Bear Cave Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is a great way to support the stream. You could gift a sub, like Dirty, like Silver Streak has done. You could use your Twitch Prime coin. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch and use that token with me. I used to use it with the same person every month. And then one month, I forgot to renew, and I lost my very long streak, and now I just give it out to different people every month, because why not? And now I have more and more accounts that say hey, resub, and I'm like, no. But yeah, those folks that use it all the time, folks that have done it once, folks that use Cash Money, thank you so much for using the Cash Money. I really appreciate it. Again, we're going to briefly go through some ways you can support the stream, and then we'll get back to building and talking. In just a moment, we're going to talk about some modern new anime that just came out, episodes that came out yesterday and today. Another way you can support the stream is my Patreon. I got a new Patreon subscriber the other day, which is great. There's the $1 tier, the $3 tier, the $5 tier, and the $10 tier. If you'd like, you can do that. That is an alternative to this. Payout's a little better, but it is nice to see the numbers go up here. And also, whereas the Patreon, you just get some stuff, you get a little things here and there. This one, you get a cool emote, and it's a different way. And then you get the number thing, and it's a whole thing. And it does feel like, well, supporting me on Twitch feels maybe better because it is, the platform that I'm doing things on. But yeah, I have a Patreon. Consider joining that if you'd like to, or if you're a $1 patron, maybe consider becoming a $3 patron. That would be a tremendous help. I also have donation pages, and during streams, anything that goes to my donations, there's several ways to do that, to give you options, goes to me buying kits and equipment, because, and we'll get to that in a second, what I would love to not have to do, and I will, because this is a job, and I take my job seriously, I will at some point in the near future have to go and go to Target, or go to Kmart, or there's Super Kmart, or go to a hobby shop if it's open, and go and buy model kits, because I am running low on supplies. As I said, I bought a kit today. It's coming on Friday. I do have enough kits for a week and change right now. But I just put a link. I'm going to put a link to my Amazon wish list. And if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, you can go to the show description and it lists all this stuff. So I have an Amazon wish list, and that is a great way to support the stream. If you would like to buy something there. We have a Super Kmart. We have one giant Super Kmart. It's in Penn. The lower level is actually in Penn Station. So some people go in on the street and use the escalator to get into Penn Station. But it's a giant Kmart, and it has a Lego section. It does not have model kits, but it does have Lego. And their prices are actually pretty good. But yeah, I have a wish list here. You could buy something on the wish list, and then it'll jump the queue, and I'll build it before I build the other things that I have. You're under no obligation to do so, but if you would like to buy something from there, it would help me out. As I said, look, right now, I have this kit. We will get very far in this kit tonight. I don't know if we're going to finish it today, but we're going to get very far in it. I have a Lego set that's a one-day build. It's a 200-piece Lego set, so that's a one-stream build. And then I have a high grade, which is a stream and a half. So I have I can get through the week no problem before I'm going to need more stuff to build. And then I also have, a idea for a stream I can do on a build night that is related. But yeah, you buy something off my wish list, I build it. You can also buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. They seem to be still in operation. I'm sure that they will tell us if they can't mail things, but for right now, they are still mailing things. And then I have a Discord. Join my Discord. We're going to get back to building in just a second. We got a few new folks joining us right now. We're going to get back to building. We're just pausing. We're doing a pause for the cause. But yeah, I have a Discord. You can join that. And then I'm going to link 2 videos that I would love for you to watch. The first one is Baering the List. It is a weekly series I do every Wednesday, where every Wednesday I stream a different or post a different video where I use Tier Maker to really look at a topic. Last week, the one that I made last Wednesday that I'm mentioning now is the gimmicks of the Wyatt family. When they were in the Wyatt family, their gimmick, and once they left the Wyatt family, their gimmick. At the time of recording, the spider had not been broken, which is a sentence that makes sense to some people. And then today I put up a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. I would love for you to watch this. It's my first new episode since PAX. It's talking about bait and switch. So the concept is, here's the concept of the bait and switch. It is, you think that the show you're about to watch, you've been presented the show, most of the first episode, maybe in the first 2 episodes, are saying, this is what the show is. Check this show out. And you're like, this seems great. But really, it's not about that. It's another thing. It's another genre. Now, generally, it is presented as a slice of life, but it's really fucked up. And I put 4 examples in. But it's really fucked up is actually 3 of the 4 shows I talk about. Heavy spoilers about those shows. I talk about why they are. Now, I do think some of them handle better than others. It's not the bait and switch of, oh, this character is like. There was a show a couple seasons ago where it turned out that the main character was a wish that someone had made, and they were not a real person. They were a created. They were an artificial person, and they were a lie. That's not a bait and switch because the whole show was still the same. It's just that character had a big character reveal. Or I don't think it's a bait and switch that Plunderer, a show I'm not currently watching, but heard about, that the main character used to be a relentless murderer and is 300 years old. That's not a plot twist. That's not a bait and switch because the show was still an action show. It's now just an action show where, oh, the main character has a tragic backstory, which is most action shows where the character is a goofus. It's Trigon. That's not a bait and switch. So I was trying to be specific with bait and switch. I was trying to talk about the most well-known one was probably Madoka Magica. I don't think I'm spoiling it if I tell you that Madoka Magica, the whole point of the show is that, hey, wait, Magical Girl anime is actually fucked up. And now that feels trite, but at the time, it did feel like they were doing something. It did feel like, oh, holy shit, they're really digging, they're really exposing this, yeah, when you make little girls into magical beings and have them save the universe, that's gotta fuck you up. Why would they do that? And there are many shows that explore that. So yeah, I talk about 4 shows, heavy spoilers in there, but at least one of them I think is definitely worth watching because what they do is cool. Anyway, we're back to building. But yeah, if you need something to watch this in these times, I think it's a strong episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. I have I'm going to be doing oh yeah, I got to write this down. I have ideas for upcoming ones. I thought of one that is anime pet peeves. I'm excited to talk about those. And I was thinking of that because I was thinking about the introduction of new characters at the end of a series, or episode 10 introduction of a new character, or episode 9 introduction of a new character, and how I hate that. That's an anime pet peeve of mine, is when they introduce a character in episode 9 to shake up the story as a plot device, and how it's always very obvious and doesn't do anything, and doesn't do what you want it to do, which is further the story, really. It just is a way to add conflict that is annoying to me. Anyway, let's talk about current anime. Room Camp. So, episode 11. I assume there's going to be 12 episodes. This is the 3-minute the side story for Laid Back Camp. Turns out the stamp rally, the thing they've been doing, it was a thing they made up. They made it up, and incredibly, Nadeshiko knew they made it up. She realized they were making it up as a way to show her around and have fun, and so basically the plot of the thing, the driving force of the thing was them being like, oh, we're gonna do this thing that kids do, but also should be a thing. The stamp rally seemed neat. This mini episode ended with her saying, "Let's go camping." So I assumed that episode 12 of this mini series, the side story, is them camping, which is, if it is the thing that's happening, that rules. And I think that's what's going to happen, and that's great because I want them to go and have fun and camp, because that's the whole point of laid back camp is camping is fun. Let's go camping. So, yeah. So it was a fun enough series. Yeah, as I said, I assume even though it's at the journey ends, that them saying "let's go camping" is going to lead to the next episode, which is the end of the season of this little mini thing. And then once that's over, I would say just watch the whole thing. Like if you want to watch all 11 episodes this weekend, they are 3 minutes, and that includes the ending song. So you could binge that. If you are a big laid back camp fan, like I am, then I was watching it every week. But you could also get away with probably just waiting and watching it now. And I think it would be okay for you to do that. Gets my thumbs up. Yatogame-chan, Kansatsu Nikki. So, the whole thing of this show is that Nagoya is weird, and here's this person. Well, Yatogame cousin shows up. She's also got yellow hair, but she doesn't seem cat-like. Turns out she and her friend are from Osaka. Oh, and they're like condescending about Nagoya. And they're like, whatever. And then they're just like, oh, where are you from? Like, oh, that doesn't bother me. I'm from this place. And they're like, I don't know where that is. And people feeling bad. And then they come up to our boy, and they're like, where are you from? He's like, oh, I'm from Tokyo. And they immediately become assholes and leave. Because they're like, I would never speak to someone from Tokyo. I don't give a shit. Now, I don't know enough about, I'll admit right now, I don't know a lot about Osaka. I know that the simple character is from Osaka in Azumanga Daioh, and I believe Osaka is the equivalent of country bumpkin accents, southern accents in dubs generally. That is generally considered like country bumpkin type characters. So I don't know. This whole second season is so weird. The whole show is so weird because it's like, I don't know. I don't think you could do it as a half series, but it kind of works. I don't know. It's an odd one. I don't know if I recommend it. But I will say, it exists, and it's not bad. Like, there's some bad anime this season. There's some straight-up dog doo-doo anime, so it's not one of those. So yeah, your mileage may vary, but I kind of liked it. Now, a show that I think fucking kicks serious ass is Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. We are closing in on the end of this season, and I am bummed because it is so fucking good. Please, 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 please watch Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Watch it a week behind. Whoop. Siri started recording when I was talking, and I don't know why. Please watch Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. If you have not seen it yet, please, please, please check it out. It's a fantastic show. If you don't have a paid Crunchyroll account, you'd be a week behind, but you can go and watch the first 10. It is the show of the season. It is just consistently lovely. It is a love letter to the creative process, anime specifically, animation in general, creative working. This episode we got a little flashback and see how some characters became friends and the overall plot of the show. Explored more of their weird ass town and why it's so goddamn weird. Still haven't really fully explained why that town is the way it is. It's just such a weird place. And then plot wise, it looks like the other clubs are coming down and are scared because they're not supposed to be able to, turn a profit outside school, and it looks like the vice principal may shut this whole thing down. Except the local media found out that a high school club is going to be working is going to be, presenting their work at the local Comic-Con, the Comic-Con, and that the project they're doing is with the City Revitalization Project, and so local media is really psyched about it. So now probably the school board can't shut shit down because now then people would be asking, wait, what's up? Which is awesome. Kim Marie wins, as she should. It was pretty cool. Pretty neat. Oh, but the big thing is the big cliffhanger. The music that is supposed to be for their short sounds terrible because the people that were going to do it may have. I don't know if they lied or they just got busy, but the people that were going to do the music, so they're going to have to pull out some last minute effort to get a song that doesn't suck ass. But yeah. That's what happens when you get volunteer work. Sometimes it's bad. Again, I don't understand this vest thing. How you fuse together Vegeta and Goku and you get this outfit. I don't get that. I've never understood it. Why Gotenks is the same way. It's just weird. It's a weird thing. But that's what the vibe is for this character. This is this character's outfit. It's also odd to be putting these shoulders on before we built the arms. But we are doing that. But yeah, keep your hands off Eizouken. It's a fantastic show. So imaginative and cool, and I really like the ending. And then it turns out the antagonists are Kappas, but they just look like humans because that is the plot, but also that is an easy way to change it and just paint them a little differently. Be like, oh yeah, they were Kappas this whole time. We'll just do it like that. Well, yeah. It is a great show that I highly recommend if you're looking for a great anime. Don't sleep on. Keep your hands off Eizouken. Because it's the best show this season, my friends. But yeah, I was set to start watching because, like I've said this before, I'm looking to see about like, well, what did I skip this season? What did I miss this season? What's good that I didn't watch? And one of the shows I thought about was Plunderer. And then it turns out the big shocking twist in Plunderer is just like, oh, so our overpowered, hiding his abilities, hiding his identity dude was actually like a real badass, but like not a good guy, and now he's hidden that, but he's like has bloodlust and was like an awful person, but maybe there's a reason why he was awful. We don't know the reason why he was awful, but I'm sure it's actually a good reason why he was the way he was. Cool. I was like, oh, never mind. Because it basically, I don't know, it seems to somewhat negate the interesting thing of it, which was the abyss and the number system and all this other shit. But really, he's just some kind of brutal killer from the past who has survived for centuries for some reason. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a great show. So I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it at the time. But yeah, I'm still like looking at stuff and see if there's anything that like I missed that people are super into. I might try for a third time to watch Somali and the Forest Spirit, because people do seem to be into that show. I will say, has anybody else watched that new, what is it? I'm gonna check it's something of God. Is it Tower of God? Has anybody else checked out the Tower of God character trailer that came out, and how sometimes the art looks incredibly bad and terrible. Like, the art seems to jump from computer to, like, flash handheld. Like, I don't know. It seems weird. Uh, it still seems like an interesting story as far as, like, a battle anime, but uh, it did seem like sometimes the art doesn't particularly look great, and I don't know. I assume that's the style of it. I don't know. I'm still interested in it. I also have to remind myself, like, everything's fucking gone to shit. Sorry, to shit. Hiccup there. Um, but I do need to be like, I do need to check out and see if they're going to renew my Verve account or not. My contact at Verve/Crunchyroll. Because if not, that's okay. I just have to figure that out. It's been very nice to not have to worry about it, but somebody will have to turn that on there. We got some time left in the stream. If there's anything anybody wants to chat about, anything people are excited about, the stuff they've got going on. If there's anything you want to ask me about, feel free. Um, I'm happy to chat. I got some fresh air yesterday because my landlord asked me if I would help them deliver food to some neighbors. They're like 3 doors down that are elderly, uh, and so because they had made some food, and then I was like, sure, and then they thanked slash paid me for doing that by giving me some motherfucking giant, great, so good, so wonderful meatballs. We're talking like grandma's gravy, calling it gravy marinara sauce on top of these giant ass meatballs that have like definitely have pork in them and ground beef that were just so good. And I don't want to eat them all, but I'm gonna like try to take my time with them. Also, my neighbors were right by a Pokestop, so that was convenient for me to feel like I was helping out people and being a big shot helper man, but also getting my Pokemon fix on. Pat, we are so close to Doom Eternal. Yes, Epic Open World. I am thrilled for folks like myself who are looking for that Doom Eternal life, who are looking for that Doom game. If you're an Animal Crossing person, you're so close to that as well. If you are a both, then we are both so close to our thing. And I'm happy for you. If you are, if you're a neither, I hope there's a video game coming out soon that is your jam. And I hope you get your jam game very soon. Because you deserve that too. So hopefully, whatever games you're into, I hope they come very soon. Yeah, I'm attempting to not leave my apartment to be actually at home. It has been a little tough. I just did just because like there's not anybody here, so it is a weird thing. I'm on my second to last stage of Doom as we speak. Hell yeah! And Epic says I finished the 16 again today. Oh yes, that game. The last time I played it, I played it a couple of years ago, or a year ago. I played it last year, and it felt like it held up, and I was happy to check it out. Oh, I haven't said this. So, hey, this Wednesday, my bonus stream starts at 8 p.m. If you want to join me on Wednesday, I am going to be doing Twitch Sings again. I haven't, I enjoy it. I think it'll be fun to do. I always have a good time with Twitch things, so I hope you'll come and join me for that. It's always a good time. So hopefully folks will be able to come do that. That's Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern till question mark. Because sometimes I do it 2 hours, sometimes I do it an hour and a half. It all depends on if there are people watching and hanging out and supporting. Getting groceries delivered has suddenly become way harder. Yeah, Lashbrook, I don't doubt it. I feel like everyone's very backed up. Uh, I need a good meatball recipe. Yeah, I do not have that for you, Epic Open World. I was happy to be gifted that and not doing it myself. Yeah, Lashbrook, I know that my local grocery store got inventory today, and the thing they ended up having to do was this is I heard from my landlord. I wasn't there myself. They closed off the canned vegetable and um, pasta aisle is the same aisle in my local grocery store, and they closed it off while they restocked because they had to restock so much stuff that it would take too long if people were also like waiting for them to unbox certain things they were looking for. So they closed the aisle, and there were just people apparently very annoyed with that decision. But if it meant that people get things, that's great. But yeah, my grocery store, when I went over the weekend, because I was waiting on a check, when I went over the weekend, it was like, it was a rough situation just trying to get things. I've seen some places cut their opening hours to give them more time to stock shelves. Yes, Lord Crashington, I've seen that as well. This was an afternoon delivery, probably. So, but yes. I've also seen some grocery stores. None of my local have done the hour that's only open to elderly people, but I have seen that pop up, and I think that fucking rules. I think that's great. The idea that elderly and maybe even immune compromised folks, if they want to go, just elderly folks like want to go and shop and have help, and because some of it is, well, they're older and they may be susceptible to deal with illness, but some folks are just scared. They're scared of the crowds. They're scared of being pushed around, and they need more time. So the idea of having like an hour, Lasper says their local chain did that. That's great. His local chain did that. I think that rules. I'm a big fan of that. I think that's just like what we need to be doing. We need to be helping people and looking out for folks. That's why agreed to make my delivery to help out with that. I mean, that was, yes, did I get some good food? Hell yeah, I did. But mostly it was just to help out because it's the right thing to do in these circumstances and the what we're dealing with right now. Like, it's what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, but you also got to like help people if you can. All right. All right. Our arms are done. We're moving on. We're going to do some of the legs. We'll get through some of the legs today, I'm sure. And we don't do them at the same time. We just do all of one leg and then all of the other, which is fine. And then we'll do the waist last. It's cool. But yeah, I'm always happy to see when people are stepping up to make that stuff happen and to help out where they can. Gotta look out for people. I saw somebody I know on Twitter trying to find somebody local to where their grandparents are and saying like, hey, we'll pay you the same rates as any of the food delivery things. We just need somebody to go and bring food to my grandparents. And I hope they found somebody to help with that, because I think that's that is an essential thing. Is being able to find the people to help you out there and getting that stuff done and getting what you need, right? Gotta do what you can and get people their groceries. Epic of World says, can I just say, though, fuck people hoarding food? Yes! Yes, Epic Open World. I mean, like, there are folks that, I was in a situation where last week I had to wait for a check to come in before I could really buy enough groceries. And luckily, I live in a city that, an area where I could get stuff, and I've been able to go and get what I need. And I was even able to go back when I had foolishly forgotten something and didn't have everything that, it was like, oh, shoot, this will be important. But yes, hoarders of any sort, be it toilet paper or whatever, or obviously the scammers out there pulling nonsense, and you hear about like, I want people to be the 3D printing company in Italy that was making valves for hospitals. I want to hear about. I want us to be the Portland-based brewery that realized they have the ability to make hand sanitizer. That like apparently very good hand sanitizer, and started doing that. Like I want to be like. And giving that to like making sure people in need it can get it. I want to see that happen more than I want to hear about the hoarders of hand sanitizer and wipes and gas masks. Not and masks. Like I don't want to hear that anymore. Enough of that shit. Got to be helping people. Get it done. I want to hear more about the people that are like, all right, well, I'm working from home and I got a dog. Like, getting yourself a shelter animal sounds pretty damn cool. I mean, as long as you can, afford to take care of one and all that. Like, that should go without saying, but that's should be implied, as long as you're able to take care of an animal. But yeah, I had a lot of like weird thing. So I'm not on Reddit all the time, but I do belong to a couple of Reddit groups, and I do post here and there on a few things, a few subreddits that I belong to. But I was on one, and somebody commented. And so I went and looked at it, and yeah, man, I would say 75% of Reddit sites that are for people posting photos of themselves in nude or sexual situations, almost every tag is 70% of tags are bored at home. Just like it's just like, yeah, it seems like some people's response is to this situation is just to take photos and post it, but it's a lot of terrible, like really some of it's crass and annoying, like, oh, would you want to be quarantined with me? And it's like, come on, shut up, just be a person. I understand that you are lonely and or horny, and that's fine. But I'm all right hearing more about dudes who corner the market on something being forced to donate it, though. Yes, Lashbrook. Like, imagine spending all this money, then you're fucked because Amazon's like, no, and then you get interviewed in the New York Times, and people were like, hey, where's this dude? Where's this guy? And then your local government is like, hey, guess what? We are seizing all of this. Fuck off. This will go a long way to help a lot of people who are not you, asshole. That I'm not, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I think like internet-based internet stuff. Like I jokingly said today, I'm serious about it because I still will be on someone's podcast. But I posted today, yes, I will be on your podcast. Your remote podcast you just started this week. But I already know of two different friends of mine have started podcasts based on either uh, um, they started either on what do you call it? Um, how to be alone, like like social anxiety stuff, and then another one that's just like, here's me doing interviews with my friends on the phone that I would have been doing, conversations we would have had in person. Uh, 17,000 bottles of sanitizer, and he got roasted on the internet. Yes, they just Google mapped his ass. Yeah, yeah. I'm not here for that, street justice or anything like that. But I am here for people being like, wait, you're doing what? What the fuck? No, 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 no. You don't get to do that shit. Get the fuck out of here. I hope people hoarding food and supplies donate their stuff when they realize they don't need 6 months worth of stuff. I mean, Lord crashes in, or sorry, no, I pick open world. Yeah, I mean, like, uh, I was joking about this on Saturday, but my roommate bought a bunch of stuff, and then he went to go stay with his girlfriend. So I have a ton of toilet paper. Guess what? I have not gotten into that toilet paper based on the normal amount of toilet paper we just have in the apartment. I have not had to get into a large thing that he got. Uh, I wouldn't call it hoarding by any means, but it was like reactionary. Like he bought a lot more soap than, if there were two of us, obviously we'd be using more, but I'm still using I'm still using it, but it's just like, nah, I'm good. I don't need to go buy a lot more of this. I got stuff for a few weeks. I'm near a grocery store. Um, Honestly, it's not about hoarding. Um, for me, it's about hoping that people pay me for the work I've done, and that also new work arrives. Because new work is not arriving, folks. I'll tell you this. Glassdoor, I get notifications from LinkedIn and Indeed and Glassdoor and a few other places. Glassdoor um, keeps sending me notifications about a place that I already applied to that really thinks I'm a good fit for, that is a place I know is currently closed because they're a theater. I'm just like, nah, this place is not open right now, and they are definitely not reading my resume. They may at some point read my resume, but right now they are not reading my resume, I imagine. I will put this out there. There has been some not so light, pretty severe trash talk out there about why certain theaters aren't paying people when they close down and should be. And to that I say, I don't think you understand that some of these theaters aren't going to reopen. This is not me saying that the UCB theater will not reopen. I think it will. But I do think that some comedy theaters in New York or Los Angeles or Chicago or smaller places like Philly, there are a lot of small theaters that will not reopen. That this was it. But the idea that it's like it sucks. I have a lot of friends who are out of work right now. There's only so many jobs, so many freelance gigs. Like everything that I was doing has dried up, which makes sense. I'm not surprised about it, but yeah, I'm not worried about stocking up food for 8 months. Oh yeah, Epic Open World. Independent movie theaters, like big chains, will cut staff even more and cut corners even more. But the larger chain, the smaller chains, even like 2 theater locations, I mean, Alamo is going to have to charge so much more to kind of try to make up for it, and I could see them being in big trouble. There's a bunch of places that I'm just like, this seems bad for them. This seems like it's going to be very bad. I hope I hope people figure stuff out and pull through, obviously, but yeah. yeah, I mean, just like live comedy stuff, not having like, a bunch of places were like, we are wait and see, and we are hopeful that we can reopen in, uh, in April, and I don't think they are. I think some places, I think the go ahead from New York will come. The hope is that the go ahead from New York comes pretty early. That it's that it's not rushing the gun. All the summer movies got pushed back, except Black Widow. Well, maybe they're gonna say that they want it to be a loss, because only so many things get pushed back. But yeah, I mean, like, uh, it's gonna be rough for a lot of people. Like, productions of things have shut down. Um, as somebody that's an anime fan, I'm also like acutely aware that a bunch of shows like have some animation that gets done in China that can't be done. That has, uh, there are manufacturing, that just isn't getting done. There's a bunch of things that just aren't happening. Uh, but yeah, productions are in a very bad spot. A lot of people are just unbelievably unemployed. I was already incredibly underemployed as it was, and things are not better. Uh, Lord Gresham says, looks like Gogeta had a really bad fight right now. Yeah. Yeah, things got rough. Ran into a beam right through him. He's really struggling. Well, yeah, it is a weird time. I am right now. I am trying to find out if companies like are their accounts payable people, working. Are they able to send things out? Trying to get people trying to make sure people know, hey, there's alternative ways of paying me if you want to pay me in a different way. And not to mention all the people that make a bunch of their livings at conventions that have all been postponed and or canceled, and some of whom are trying to get refunds from the airline industry. That is certainly not the easiest thing in the world to do. Yeah, it's really rough, and I don't envy folks that are dealing with stuff like that. I'm in somewhat of a similar situation. It is a bit of a rough time for people. I mentioned the various ways that folks can support me, and I'll say it meatballs only go as far as payment goes. Yes, Epic Open World, indeed. Eating meatballs so that I can wait on opening up some other stuff is great, but it's not the equivalent of getting paid to do work. But yeah, I mentioned the ways that people can support me via streaming if that's something they're interested, or like buying model kits and stuff like that. The donation pages, all those things. So I have this kit. I got a Lego set. I got a high grade to build. That's that. And then I have a master grade coming. As I said, the master grade is on its way. I don't know when it's going to arrive. I do have one stream, a thing that I've always talked about, kind of doing, which we haven't done yet. We haven't really talked about it yet. Is I never really properly got to talk about the mecha, the mini mech kits that I built. That and then each came with a piece that came from Dragon Ball, and showing off all the cases and how they look like manga boxes and tell a story. I still haven't shown all that off, and I can show that off, and then maybe we can also look at the vehicles I have that are Dragon Ball vehicles, the motorcycle and the Saiyan pod. I don't have the time machine. Never built the time machine. And then I don't have Frieza's. Yeah, the only two mecha things that I don't have is I never built the time machine, and I never built Frieza's pod thing. But I built the other two. So yeah, so that's that's a stream. I could do that. But this I'm going to finish up on Thursday, and then yeah, I mean, I'm going to finish the beginning of Thursday, and then I'm either going to start another kit or do the Lego set. I haven't decided yet. There was one vote for the Lego set, so I guess I'll do the Lego set next. So, all right. Nope, I don't need that. And then, ooh, oh, nice. I can report that I got a for real, an actual um, comment on a YouTube video. Because most of my comments in YouTube videos are, "This is incredible information," or "Hey, let's be friends," um, or whatever. And then you look at the person's YouTube, and they're just like, they have 2 videos, and both are like, "How I got all these followers," and you're like, "No, I don't want to deal with this." But yeah, this was a comment from a real person. It says, "Thanks for the Eizouken shout out. I'm hooked." Heck yeah, we were just talking about that tonight. That was like, I think I mentioned like the stuff that was coming out that was current. So that rules. But yeah, I guess I'll Thursday, the next build stream will be on Thursday. We will finish this kit up, which doesn't have much left. We're going to do the waist, and we're going to do the weapons, the various explosives, and then we'll do a Lego set, which will be fun. We haven't done a Lego in a bit. And then after that, I got a high grade kit that's got a good red and orange gear. No, we are not going to be friends, YouTube commenter. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I get a lot of spam like, "Thanks for the incredible content," and I'm like, you're not a real person. But it's nice when people are like, and a few folks out there, I really appreciate it, do give their feedback in the ranking, which I appreciate when folks go out of their way to comment to that. Oh, also, there's a bunch of extra pieces here if you want to make this kit different. If you want to make this, if you want to make a version of this where he doesn't have the cool chest, you can make the clothes option and even the waist option, which is kind of fun. Russian bots, yes. I got a video that's getting a lot of hits out of nowhere, and it's from a specific game from ages ago that I can't iterate on. That's a bummer, Lord Crashington. Well, the hope is that maybe they that people start watching the other stuff. Maybe you can, can you update the video through the back end with like links to other videos or whatever, and do like an end card, maybe get people to check out your other stuff. But also sometimes it's great to just have some people wanting to check out your shit. That also can be cool. All right, we'll take a photo of this, and it's 2 heads. This has been a pretty cool kit so far. I'm gonna check this here. Looks like somebody mentioned League of Heels. Yep, that is true. A work from home League of Heels. Huh. That's not going to happen. I will say that if you like wrestling, maybe next Wednesday's bonus stream will appeal to you. I will have more information on that soon, but I will be I will have that stream this Wednesday, as I said, doing some Twitch things. Going to belt out some tunes. I'll do some duets with myself. I know that Harold was in Twitch Sings, so hopefully there's a duet waiting for me to sing with Harold. That will be fun. And we'll do that, like live, and that would be cool. And then, I'll do a duet with myself. We'll record a duet for people. I'll sing some songs. You can make requests. I won't. That'll be fun. That'll be on Wednesday. Then Thursday, finishing this kit up, and we will be doing. I'll start a Lego set. If you'd ask nicely, I may throw in a WrestleMania 2003 or something. Okay. All right, Harold. But yeah, I got a Lego set. It is what is it? A Bat Cycle. I gotta look up the name of it. I'm gonna look up the name right now. Don't go anywhere until I tell you uh, the name of this Lego set. It's like a 200-piece kit, so it'll be like a build or a stream and change. Mr. Freeze Bat Cycle Battle. It is Batman and Robin in a like a double bat cycle, but it's not it doesn't have a sidecar. It's like a double motorcycle. Chasing down Mr. Freeze, and that's a fun little set that I'm excited to build. I like the Batman Lego kits. I think they're very fun. I gotta mute this. And we're gonna go. So a thing that I've been doing since people started having to be from home is instead of just showing you the ad in the stream, uh, I have started to um, uh, give a raid to a streamer, and there is a streamer that we will be raiding who rules, and I look forward to raiding them because they are great, and their name is Xandra, and you may know her as the person that made all of my incredible emotes that we use in the stream. So we're gonna raid Xandra, and I think that's gonna be great. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I hope you had a great time. I hope you come back on Wednesday for some singing, or come back on Thursday for some building as we finish up this kit. If you're not going to come raid with us, enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Stay safe out there. Look after each other. If you haven't spoken out loud in a bit, maybe give somebody a text. Say like, "Hey, you want to jump on the phone? You want to jump on Skype? You want to like get a video chat going? Chat with your roommates. Do whatever you need to do, and have a great rest of your night. We're gonna raid, and I hope you'll join me in the raid. Bye bye."